Welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are outside Starkweather Gallery right here, getting ready to walk in and see Fox Medicine for the very first time. And look what was waiting for me on the sidewalk. A lovely little wink. So this is the first floor gallery. When you walk into your left-hand side, I wanted there to be a little bit of a display space that showed some of the materials I'd used for the drawings, and that's what you saw or see on this boomerang table down here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan the room so that you get a chance to experience the pieces the way they're hung collectively. So looking out onto the street, and then this is the main wall, the very first thing that you see when you come in. And the main wall has got drawings on it as well as the painting Vixen in the center of those drawings. Originally, Vixen was supposed to be hanging in the lobby to welcome viewers into the space, but that didn't work out. So the gentleman installing the show made the call to put her in the middle of this wall, which I think worked out pretty well. I'm panning slowly around the room or across the wall so that you can see they also chose to group the drawings in clusters of 4. And I think that is a really effective way to create smaller communities inside the overall number of works that are being shown here. Here is Vixen. She's a 30 by 40 painting, just so you have a sense of scale. And then we return to another collection of groups of 4 here. I'm not pleased with how the gallery lights reflect off the cellophane, but I kind of knew that was something that I was going to encounter anyway. There was no way around it, whether those pieces were behind glass or plexi or wrapped in plastic. They were going to reflect the studio lights in some way. So now we are looking at the back wall of the gallery and the wall facing what you just saw. So this longer wall here that we're panning across now is bookended with 2 Fox paintings, and then there's a number of the envelope or recycled pieces that are hung in between. And this creates a really nice conversation between the paintings and the mixed media work. It's really easy to see the bridge in thinking from one set of processes to the next. Now this completes our view of the first floor gallery. We're going to go upstairs and we're going to take a peek at the second floor space. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to go back around the corner of the wall here. Now we're upstairs, and this is how we approach the gallery. You can see the 2 round pieces on the far wall. This bank of windows is just really glorious, but it also makes it a little difficult to get the proper lighting in the video on the pieces that hang on that wall. But I'm going to gently spin around the room and let you see the layout of the land. We're coming up on the door that I just walked in on. And then I'm going to take you around this room a bit slower of a pan so that you can see. The drawings are hung again up here in groups of 4, which I find is a super cohesive, beautiful way to tie the upstairs and the downstairs together visually. I also really particularly appreciate these simple drawings or simple palettes against the patina of the brick wall. It pushes the pieces forward. It showcases them extraordinarily beautifully. And it also sort of speaks to the history of the marks in the paintings themselves between the age of the wall and the surface of these drawings. There's a lot of history, a lot of stories that these things could tell us if they could. Again, I have same issues with lighting upstairs. But really, I don't think there's any way around that short of not having a reflective surface on your pieces at all. So I have two recycled drawings that are mounted here with the two round paintings in the center. And I apologize, I know this video is really dark, but you've seen these. That's Irish on the top, Portal on the bottom. Oh, there, the light's gotten a little bit better, but not much. And then this other little envelope piece, she looks so precious and wonderful right there on the wall. I'm really pleased with how all of these mounted images turned out. Particularly pleased with them. So this longer wall here has got three sort of more expressive paintings. These are 24 by 30 in the middle. They're done on masonite, and they are basically just the mixed media drawings, but with a lot more paint in them and a lot more water as I worked on finding resolutions for them. Things that I couldn't do on the paper because the paper would break apart if I were that aggressive. But I wanted them in the middle with these little expressive drawings on either side of them. I thought that they created a beautiful timeline, these few pieces together here on this wall. And they're a nice counterpoint to the drawings that are breathing on the brick wall behind the viewer. So here you can see one of the craft paper pieces along with a couple more envelopes. And then we have Leelanau here on the back wall. And what I failed to get video footage of, I believe, unless, oh, we're going to get a quick little peek here. Whirligig and Windswept, two tree spirits. These are the only two tree spirits in the show. I felt that they were large enough and they stood on their own really well. The other ones didn't seem to take up enough breathing room. And it looks like I'm going to pan this wall again a little bit more slowly so that you can appreciate these pieces and how the gentleman installing the show really worked hard to choose collections of 4 that instilled or carried on some really nice conversations. I'm just so pleased to see these in here all together, and I really was surprised at the difference in experiencing the work in my studio versus on a gallery wall. There's something to be said for the cleanliness of space, meaning no visual clutter. There's no furniture here. There's no other sorts of details that I see every day like I do in my studio, so I really no longer process them in any way. It's just, there's a clarity. There's a clarity because the space is designed to showcase the artwork, and that's what happens. And it really lets the artwork become its own thing. Its presence is heightened. Its voice is a bit bolder, and particularly collectively, the way the works speak to each other, as well as to the breadth of the project or the discipline of the project and just exploring the foxes. It was very revealing to me to see them in this way. And I find myself continually going back to the gallery, wanting to go back and look at these guys and experience them again and again, because they feel as if they're born anew. Even though I know I had a hand in making them, and I know these pieces very intimately, they feel fresh. Every time I walk into the gallery space, I see something new. And so I'm taking advantage of getting out there as often as I can to pop in and say hello to these guys, and see what they might have to tell me. So thank you so, so much for watching this far and for guiding me as the foxes showed up, for guiding me, for supporting me, for just following along. It's been a great, great, wonderful journey, and I'm excited to see where these are going to go from here.